Hello everyone, welcome to the very first video in the Little Tips video series. In this series I want to do just kind of like little shop tips and little things I've done around my workshop to make my life a little bit easier. Over the last couple of years of making videos, I've gotten a few questions about this little tool cart that I made to go along with my Tormach 440 CNC when I got it about 2 years ago. So in this video I just want to give a brief overview of what this cart is and how I made it and how convenient it is. Here is a slightly better view of the cart itself. The cart is actually a side cabinet from Harbor Freight. The US General brand is kind of Harbor Freight's house brand. And this is supposed to go along with the 44-inch tool box, tool chest thing. I actually have one of those over there, and that's what my lathe sits on top of. And this is just kind of the side cabinet that's meant to lock onto the side of it and extend that to a bigger cabinet. These things are actually really well made. I think this thing's about 200 pounds empty, and it costs about $190. I think $250 is kind of the normal price, but you can get this on sale every so often. I paid about $190 for this brand new. And all I did was add these casters on the bottom. You can see that there's holes here, here, and on the other side, over here and here, and those are what's meant to actually attach onto the side of the big tool chest. But what I did is I actually took a piece of MDF, slapped it up inside of there, attached it on the sides, and it kind of rests on the bottom, on the inside, and I attached casters to the bottom. So I have this really nice moving cabinet. And this thing probably weighs, I'd say, about 350 pounds right now. It is loaded up with tools in every single drawer, and it moves really easily. So I can move it all the way back here if I kind of want to get it out of the way, or if I'm actually using the mill, I can actually kind of route it over like that. So it's pretty cool. And I just have this cable kind of umbilical, just some cord cover that I ran through there. I just got that at Home Depot. That's where all the cables run down. You can see that I just have some wire management in the back of it. And the back of the cabinet, I just mounted this piece of, it's like 80-20 extrusion. This isn't exactly 80-20, but I just mounted a piece of extrusion along the back of it. That holds the monitor mount. This is a $20 monitor mount from Monoprice. Thankfully, the Tormach monitor has the VISA mounting for the monitor, so that's pretty cool, but that's really all there is to it, and it'll kind of give you a better idea of what's inside of this thing. One of the things I like so much about this cabinet is not only the depth of the drawer, but the height of the drawer actually works really well for kind of machinist tools. It comes with these little soft, like kind of rubber mat inserts, but you can of course add your own. And you can see the depth here. This is one of those huge, like 128 drill bit sets that's fractional lettered and numbered. And you can see it easily fits inside of there. This one I don't use that much, but you know, it's in there. And you can see there's quite a bit of weight on this, and it's very sturdy. These little cups are, you know, used for all my countersinks, stuff like that. And these I found at Walmart. They come in these massive sets. They're like $5, and I've got a few of them down here as well. So you can see there are these little modular things that I found, and these fit almost perfectly inside the cabinet. And I think all of these were still only like maybe 10 bucks. And so I use this for kind of, you know, like shafts and some of the drill bits that are too big or, you know, kind of strange values. I have like, you know, center punches, tap guides, inserts for all my insert tooling, all that kind of stuff. But you can see there's just a ton of storage. You know, I have extra drill bits, V-blocks, soft jaws, and this is pretty much all my machining stuff in here. All my indicators go in here, and then I have some of the bigger stuff down here, like my spindle square, my vertical height adjustment thing, and then in the bottom I even have bigger stuff like gear pullers and chain breakers. So it's really nice to have that many tools kind of tucked away out of sight. One of the other things that I've really grown to like on this is kind of the limited amount of space that's on here. This is just a piece of MDF that I cut to size. You can see it just kind of fits neatly into this little cavity, and it's just enough room for the keyboard, the little jog shuttle, and the mouse. And I say this is a good thing because it really prevents me from loading this up with a bunch of stuff because there's just not that much room. If this was a much bigger cart, I feel like I would constantly be loading it up with stuff, and this would be very difficult to use because there'd be no room. So it's actually just the perfect size for just the 3 things that I need. And sometimes I'll set down an end mill or set down a tool or something like that. But generally speaking, this size is kind of perfect for a smaller mill like the 440 because I have room on the other side of the mill with the workbench if I'm actually using it for parts and other things. So it's actually kind of just a nice size to tuck away for such a small mill. So there you go. That is my milling machine tool cart thing. For anyone wondering what this was and how I put it together, that's exactly what it is. So if you want one of these, just go down to Harbor Freight, get one of these cabinets, get a sheet of MDF, get some casters while you're at it, and then just find like a piece of aluminum extrusion. You can check out eBay. eBay has a lot of 80/20 for sale. Bolt something to the back, mount your monitor, and you're good to go. But after having this thing for 2 years, I don't have any significant changes or anything that I would do differently. So yeah, highly recommend this for a small mill like the 440.